Hey everybody, Kwarter here, and today I'm going to give you 10 reasons why I don't like Modern Warfare 3. But before you start watching this video, please keep in mind that these are my opinions. I'm not stating these as a fact, this is just what I think. So, with that in mind, let's get into the video. I'd also like to say real quick that these are in no particular order, except for number 1, because I felt that that one was the worst issue out of all of these. Alright, now we're moving on to number 10. Why is voice quality at number 10? Well, to be honest, it's not that big of an issue, but it still needs to be mentioned. In Modern Warfare 2, everyone sounded like they were talking through a kazoo, right? Well, did you notice how much better the in-game voice chat was in Black Ops? Treyarch had used an updated audio codec that had come out during development, so they had to change the game as they were developing it. However, in Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Ward, for whatever reason, decided not to use this updated audio codec and retain the crappy one from Modern Warfare 2. Sure, it's not a big deal, but it makes it clear that Infinity Ward was trying to rush this game out the door to sell. That's all about the codec. I'll talk about Infinity Ward in a later point. But now, on to number 9. The MP5. Again, this really isn't a major issue, just something I wished would have happened as promised. During the development of Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Ward promised us that the MP5 would be a copy of the MP5 from COD 4, which made me very happy because I enjoyed using the MP5 in COD 4. But when Modern Warfare 3 was released, I was very disappointed with it. The recoil pattern was quite different from the old MP5, along with other changes like the recycled reload animation from Modern Warfare 2. I personally preferred the COD 4 animation better because it felt more fluid. In changing the MP5, Infinity Ward broke a promise that I felt confident they would keep. Knifing. Now, I know what you're thinking, Carl. You're sitting there with your bag of potato chips going, "But Kwarter, knifing's been in every Call of Duty game." I know, but again, Infinity Ward promised that they would attempt to remove the crazy power of the knife lunge, but I'm sad to say they failed. The game is scripted to where once the knife lunge starts, it is impossible to kill that player. It also appears that the knife range was not reduced by any noticeable margin. This is just another reason I don't like Modern Warfare 3. Support killstreaks, or should I say, easy killstreaks. The main problem with the support loadout is this. There are assault killstreaks in the support selections. Why? Why are you giving away free kills, Infinity Ward? I'll explain this a bit more in a later point, but seriously, after a few minutes into the game, I'm either getting spammed with stealth bombers or being EMP'd every minute. Support killstreaks are supposed to help out your team, right? Please explain how an airstrike helps out your team. Sure, it distracts them for a few seconds and might keep them off an objective, but something like ballistic vests are far more focused on your team, and some killstreaks should definitely be removed from the support selection. Assault killstreaks. Now wait, Kwarter, you can't complain about 2 sets of killstreaks. Well, that's where you're dead wrong, Carl. Another day, another broken promise from Infinity Ward. They promised that the game would be focused on gun-on-gun action, and most of the time it is. But as soon as some shadow-lurking dipstick with his juice box full of camp sauce gets a killstreak, it's not so much gun-on-gun as hide-and-seek. Unless you have a few good guy Gregs on your team running a stinger, you'll have to wait until the skies are clear again before you can resume combat. And since the game allows for a large amount of air support at one time, you'll be hiding from killstreaks quite often. Have fun dodging the rain of missiles from a Reaper. Now about that Infinity Ward, it's become obvious to me, and hopefully to you as well, Infinity Ward really doesn't care about making an amazing game. They just want to make a game that sells amazingly. And they did just that. They rushed the development to get it on shelves in time, they ignored promises made to the Call of Duty community, and they flat out just didn't care about anything except making a game that would rake in the dough. And you know what? It's done just that. With over $40 million in revenue from just the first 24 hours of sales, it's clear they met their goal. But disappointed fans along the way. You might be asking why I say they rushed it. Well, at COD XP they had to have a pretty much functional game by then, which means they had to have the game pretty much 90% developed at that point, which means there wasn't much development to happen after that point. It was pretty much the finished game. And as many people saw, there were tons of problems with the game at COD XP, and many of those problems made it into the final release. Speaking of half-hearted things, let's talk about the terrible Call of Duty Elite. In theory, this idea seemed pretty cool, being able to track stats, create clans, and get the DLC ahead of the rest of the crowd. But then you pay for it and realize instantly there's a problem. The Elite website isn't even up yet, and it won't get put up for another several months or so. The website servers are slow, and the website in general is a mess. It takes a good 7 months or so for the website to be fully functional, something that was expected on release day. Again, it's a sign that it's all about the money. They just needed to nail sales, and then bam, it doesn't matter how well the website is built, they've already got their money. From death streaks to Type 95s, the hills are alive with the sounds and noobs. Did I say hills? I meant in Modern Warfare 3. With so many things fans pleaded to be removed, hardly any of them were actually removed. I'm going to take a second here and play a clip from Call of Duty XP.
No last stand. You last stand.
Come on!
Personally, I think it sends a clear message from Infinity Ward to me. They're trying to please everyone, from hardcore to casual gamers. They want to get everyone they can to play this game, and it makes sense business-wise, but you know what the problem is? When you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. You know that moment. You're around the corner and bam! There's an enemy with his back turned, and in your mind you're thinking, ho ho ho, this bro cookie about to get dunked. So you draw up your sights and shoot, and nothing. And then boom, you're watching a kill cam of that guy turn around and shoot you. Congratulations, you've become a victim of the horrendous lag compensation system in Modern Warfare 3. This system cripples anyone with a good connection. It's one of the worst things to be implemented in a Call of Duty game to date. I'd like to high-five the Infinity Ward employee that came up with this. In the face. With a chair. Sure, it sounds like a good idea on paper. Give everyone the same connection, sure. But paper is a whole lot different than in practice. Number 1, and definitely the worst thing ever about this game, the spawn system. If you don't spawn next to somebody when you respawn, it is a miracle. In free-for-all, if you die, you will respawn facing someone. And granted, it's probably because the maps were designed too small, which is a bit of an oversight on Infinity Ward's part. It doesn't even seem like they beta tested this game at all. The maps are just way too small for any game type. They need to be a bit bigger to allow spawning room. For example, in Black Ops, the maps were intentionally large. That way, it could spawn players in parts of the map that weren't being used. But in Modern Warfare 3, you just get spawned in the middle of the action. It's scripted to spawn you near your teammates. Well, what if you don't want to spawn near your teammates? What if your teammates are in a firefight or getting shot at by an AC-130? Just the spawning logic is not good. Infinity Ward promised that they had fixed it. They put out a patch after the game was released that supposedly fixed it, and they haven't done anything about it since, and they haven't mentioned it either. All this leads me to wonder what's going to happen for Modern Warfare 4. But really, I don't care. I'm not buying it. I'm waiting for Black Ops 2, and that's about it. Well, that'll about wrap it up for my 10 points. If you've stayed along this long, go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me if you agree with my points, disagree with my points, or, your own opinions about the game. I'd love to hear them. And as always, spasibo za prosmotar, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.